Warning, this is all financial advice. You can invest in any way that will make you feel comfortable. This is just a full breakdown of the stock to help you invest into a company that will help you grow your portfolio for the long term. Thank you.
It's time to hone your skills. You'll certainly need it.
Hello people, my name is Kool-Aid Man 100X. Welcome back to Black Money. How you guys doing? Black people, listen. We're going to be doing a full breakdown and overview of Tesla. God. Let's see what's under the hood with Tesla. Let's see, man. Let's see. Y'all already know the first thing I like to do is see if we put into a company where we get something out, and that means dividends. So let's see if Tesla actually does dividends. And Tesla actually does not do any dividends at all. They don't pay you nothing. I don't know why. Shoot, as much money as he cracked over a couple of years. Boy, I don't get it. But yeah, Tesla. Whatever. You already know we're gonna be looking at the chart. I always do the 6 months, year, 5 years, or max. 6 months, they actually took a hit of 360, which is 391, and also the valuation of 391 too as well. Actually took the year for them for that, so they actually hit the 348, 305, 401 too as well. And also 291 and also 391 too as well. Let's look at the 5-year mark. They actually did pretty well, which is 371, 177. God, this was a dip, boy, hell of a dip. That's a little bit concerning. But that was I think that was around the pandemic, yeah. So, took a big hit of that within 251. Evaluation went by 3, so Tesla always been up and down as far as that, but overall for their max they went up 45%, which is give you the 406. So overall they did great when they first started off. Imagine owning Tesla when it was $2. That's imagine owning Tesla when it was $4 and the junk racks up to $4. Man, I actually want to get a start with that too. It's crazy work, but imagine owning that. Crazy. Let's look at the financial. Let's go under the hood and see what cash flow that we get when we look at the charts. And the net income, they start off 1.7, 1.30, 840, and 477 mil. This stock is 406 a share. How in the world you have a net income of 477? Numbers don't add up, but cash operations, 3.94 billion. On operations. I see why these electric car places that be having Tesla stuff don't want to pay them, because look, the operations, you gotta. Okay, that's interesting. Let's go a little deeper. All right, let's go a little deeper, boy. Let's go. Like cash from investing, they're in the negative. Tesla is in the negative 5.2 billion in investing. Ooh, I think it is true. He be taking the shares and dumping that money into something else. He do be doing that. Damn, man, that's a big hit for cash and investing. You don't have nothing to invest in. You own Tesla. So you don't reinvest Tesla. You just let that junk ride. Makes sense. All right. The debt insurance. You want to show in the debt. Boy, I know that debt is crazy work. Financing 1.17 mil. Yeah, them locations is crazy. The spaceships and stuff, 1.17 billion. Yeah, I can see that. Cash flow 2.2. Yeah, of course y'all got cash flow. Y'all profitable. Internet is great. That Starlink. Yeah, I was actually considering getting it if I would ever live out in the woods or whatever. But as far as content, how would that work? You know, I don't know. I ain't really looking at Starlink, but I know they're very expensive. But Starlink, yeah, you get some stuff going with Starlink, you straight. If you like a camper or outside or living on there, yeah, Starlink would probably be your best bet. They're really good, which is surprising that some of the companies that's on ground is not as good as Starlink. Crazy work with that one. I always wondered that. But let's jump into the balance sheet. Here, inventory. Let's see what y'all rocking on inventory. 14.43 bill, which is cool. Never really see a lot of Teslas like I used to, but a lot of people still buying them, which is cool. So they got a good inventory, which is very good, I would say. The current assets 69. Yeah, I got Tesla, so you're just reinvesting, uninvesting. So there's a Tesla. They're just flipping Tesla basically with their own stocks, basically. So that ain't really nothing new to really. Prepaid expenses. God, 6.17 billion. This is y'all expenses occurring 5 points. So you only have $1 billion y'all working with. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of money y'all going. And yeah. Oh, the long-term debt, 7.65 billion. Long-term leases, 5.81 billion. Current portion of leases, 1.6 billion. Liabilities, 58.92 billion. Ooh. All right. Yo, what's up, guys? This your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. I want you to hit the link in the description below for my zero investment books. We have a quick sale going on for $7. Link will be in the description below or in the comments below as well, so you can get a chance to get the $7 deal and other things that you want to learn how to invest and take your investing to the next level. So I hope y'all enjoy. I'm gonna catch you guys there. Damn, Tesla. How are y'all 406? But I guess they're looking like, oh, if you invest in Tesla, you're a part of Tesla. But God, 406. But Tesla, they got the Starlink, they got the internet, they got the Tesla is not just one commodity. They do the cars, all that stuff. So, Tesla is more in tune with itself as far as those two things with the rocket ship. And I believe when he released it, the previous stuff that took him to a trillionaire, that is going to add to this investment of Tesla. So Tesla is just going to keep growing in the stock. I can actually see Tesla hitting 500 share. That's crazy, but it could happen. I hate to say it. It could hit $500 a share. If not, I hate to say it, if not more. We're probably going to see I would say in the next 10 or 15, if not 20 years, I'd probably even say 15 at most. He'll probably hit 1,000 a share. He probably would. I can actually see it because the way he does the financial side of the business, he just flipped Tesla because Tesla's steady growing. So there's no end to Tesla. It's always growing in different ways. So it's like an Amazon, but more on the technical side. He's not just, he's making homes, he's doing, stuff like that. So it's starting to become way bigger than what you expected. So it's coming very quickly. Tesla is very, very slick, very quiet too. You don't really hear them in the earnings call like that, but they make big moves, or he does. But yeah, to each his own, I guess. I guess so. I don't know, but yeah. As far as the total assets and stuff, crazy work. So let's jump into the perplexity for the bullish and stuff like that. So the bearish, Tesla trades approximately 195 2x forward earnings, a valuation at JP Morgan itself called clearly lofty. Interesting. The Wall Street consensus sits on a hold rating and average price of 412. Now, this is interesting because it's at 406, might hit the 412, implying the stock is already fairly valued, modestly overpriced, and related to the near terms of reality. So that's what I'm saying. He's steady flipping it. So that means it's steady going up. So it's in a minute, it's going to be expensive to buy a Tesla, but people dumping money into it. So what you expect, people put more money into it, stock prices go up, put money into it, stock prices go up. You can't stop that. It's an up and down situation. And Tesla never been down. They always been down for a month, up for the next, if not a couple of days. So you got to take that into this, into evaluation. But Tesla is fundamentally misvalued when it's purely a car company. That's what I'm saying. It's misvalued because it's supposed to be a car company. JP Morgan argues that Tesla vertical integration across the hardware and software. See, that's what I'm saying. Technical side. And it combined with the technology and development speed gives it unmatched endurance scale to advantage across the distance market, automotive, energy storage, robotic taxi, human droid, robots, and infrastructure licenses. So you see what I'm saying? He's doing automotive, energy, robot taxis, human robots, and the infrastructure of licensing. So he's He's trying to make another iRobot. That's the plainest way I can give it to you in layman terms. You ever seen the movie iRobot? There you go. That is what Elon Musk is pushing, I would say, humanity and everybody to do. And boy, he's making, and they're mad that it's excelling and he's supposed to be a car company. Why is it increasing like this in stock share? That's what what's the name from Chase Morgan said. Tesla vertical integration across hardware and software combined with the technology development speed gives an unmatched scale of advantage across distant marketing, automotive, energy. He's trying to fail fashion them, but I counteract that because why are they not introducing what China and everybody else is doing outside of the country? Because trust and believe, I saw a video of a Jeep that can get out of a slide. Like it was in a slide, a ditch, and it got out of it. And this is a full electric Jeep. Like, come on, bro. And they said their cars can run 10 times longer. Like they talking about months, like months. And the real test that I have not heard anyone talk about as far as electricity cars, because Tesla is horrible in the winter. It is horrible. And if China makes something to counteract that for winter weathers, they have and that's why they don't want nothing to come here. You see what they did with the cell phone with, I think Huawei or something. They don't want them to come. Man, I want one of them phones so bad, boy. That boy, we ain't gonna get into that. But Tesla is trying to be, he's trying to be the one-stop shop for innovation, but there's way more other people outside of him that actually concern themselves to be way more intensifying as far as creative and inventive. There's way more people better than him, man. And don't get me wrong, he's okay. I never got into his way of thinking when it comes to creating things. I just never got into the Tesla side of things. I never, he never was a guy I got into. Jeff Bezos, yeah, but he never was those type of guys that got me into investing or, the side of things like that. No. Yeah, so let's look at the consensus of it, the analyzed consensus, which is a hold or a moderate buy, which I'm very surprised at that. The buy is 22, hold and 5. So imagine you buying 406, 43 a share. Let's break out the calculator. This is a new thing I'm adding. I'll break out the calculator. You know what I'm saying? What I like to do is I like to put the shares, which is 406. What is that? 43 right now. Then I like to times it how many shares, and I give you the full price. That's how I do it. If you find another way, let me know. But I think this is kind of cool. So you do 406, 43 times. Let's say if you want to buy 50 shares, that's around $20,000. So imagine that drop 50%. I'm just saying, all financial advice. If you want to invest in Tesla solely, that's totally up to you. But I would try to get it into an ETF or an index fund. That way you have more stocks in case something happens with Tesla. You never know, because Tesla is a up and down company. Be mindful of that. Don't take it lightly, but they are. Or invest into weekly stocks. Tesla have a do weekly stock that go up and down, but they are reliable. Tesla never really go down. But as far as solely investing in Tesla, no, don't do it. I wouldn't advise it. Yeah, totally up to you. But this is all financial advice. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.